to test on this. 4 of them. Did everybody see the order pairs? Yeah? We're just going to go around the room here. So, Dalton, I'm going to start with you. What is this 4 representing? And the 3? All right, so can you plug this in for me, Dalton? What's it going to say? 3 times plus. Is that a 6 under? I don't think that's a 6 underneath there. What's your y? 3. Does everybody see that? 3 times 4 plus 3? Yes? Dalton, what is 3 times 4 plus 3? 15. So ask yourself, Dalton, is 15 greater than or equal to 6? Is 15 greater than or equal to 6? Yes, it is. So that's a solution. Okay. Gage, next one. I've got my x and my y. What will you be writing down here to plug this in? Okay. What do you get there? Is -2 greater than or equal to 6? No. So that is not a solution. Luke, back to you. Can you plug in that x and that y? Yep. Perfect. And what do you get there? Perfect. Is -18 greater than or equal to 6? -18 greater than or equal to 6? No, definitely not, right? Okay, and last one, we're over to Quentin. Quentin, can you plug in that last order pair for me? What does that give you? Is 6 less than or equal to 6? Yes, it is. It's in fact equal to, so it's a good thing we have that equals bar. Folks, how are we doing on that first one? Are you sure that's okay? You're positive. Okay, so I want you to do number 3. Please notice I did not say number 2. I want you to do number 3. Go for it. I'll tell you, you should get 2 points that work, so you can kind of check yourself. Sure? Okay, now I said we're doing number 3, not number 2. So what are we plugging in for the x? We're not just going to leave it as that was. What happened to that 2 though? It says 3 times x, which you did, minus 2 times y. Did you do the y in there? No. So we can erase that minus 4 and fix it. Okay, so you still got that x in there. So let's just say 3 times 4, because we're going to take out the x and we're going to put in that 4. Minus 2 times -4. Okay, got to take those out. There should be 2 that work, yep. Found them? Much better. So now type this side in and see if it is less than 5. Yep, that's good. How much did you get? No, it's less than 5. Yep, that's what it said there, right? Less than? Yep, we got no symbols, folks. You're good? You're not. You're only going to put it in this side, and then you're going to ask yourself, is it less than 5? Yep, just put it in the left-hand side. Right answer. Got it? All right, let's take a look. Quentin, you did the last one for me, correct? Okay, so Logan, I'm up to you. Can you tell me what you would be plugging in here? Okay, so what will it say? 3 is going to stay. What's my x that I'm plugging in? Minus 2 times. Good. What do you get here when you do that? Somebody help out. 20? Okay, so let me ask you this, Logan. Is 20 less than 5? No, so that one will not work. All right, Cody, I'm up to you. This is your x, this is your y. Plug it in for me, sir. Wonderful. And what do you get there? Is -1 less than 5? Yes, it is. So there's another one. All right, up to Braden. Can you plug in 5, 2 for me? Whoops, I'm sorry. Okay, and what do you get here? Oh, try again. 3 times 5 minus 2 times 2. Is 11 less than 5? No. Bless you. Bless you. And Trevor, over to you for the last one. I don't think that's correct. 3 times -3 minus 2 times 4. What you got? Well, my bet would be that you're not putting a minus sign in there, you're putting a negative sign in there. Hold on a second, Braden. Okay, is -17 less than 5? Okay, so there we are. Everybody good with all of those working? Yes? Okay, let me show you what this looks like on Desmos. So you guys keep yours there. I'm going to need somebody to read this equation back to me, and I want to show you how this graphing calculator works. You'll read it to me? Okay, I'm ready. Okay. If you look, Desmos will graph this thing and shade it for you. Question: why? You feel like it's cheating when I do this? Do you feel like it's cheating when I do this? No. It's just using the technology, right? Well, you're still gonna have to write on your worksheet, right? Okay, so tell me, why is that line dotted, dashed? There was no equals bar, correct? Can you guys tell me the first order pair that I had you check for this one? 4, which would be here, -4, which would be down there. Did we say yes or no to that point? No, because it's not in the shaded area, is it? Okay, what's the next point? 3, 5 would be right here. Did we say yes or no to that point? Yes, because it's in the shaded area. Give me another one. 5, 2, yes or no? No, not in the shaded area, is it? -3, 4, yes or no? Okay, so we did it algebraically using our calculators. This is showing you visually that it means the same thing, doesn't it? Okay, questions for me? Are you sure? Okay. Let's go back and do number 2. I left off with Trevor, right? Okay, so Tyler, I'm back to you. I'm going to do this number 2 now. Folks, do you all see how number 2 is like backwards? You see how the y is first, correct? So we got to figure out what this side is. What's that? You don't like it this way, do you? You'd rather have it these 2 ways, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's much easier. I will tell you those 2 ways. So we got to find this side first. And then we got to ask ourselves if it works out. So, Tyler, what am I plugging in for x for this first point? So what is 3 plus 3? Is 6. Oh, what's that symbol? Yeah, do you guys all see? Oh, I put the wrong number in here. What's the y supposed to be, Tyler? You put the wrong number in, didn't you? Didn't you? You did. What's supposed to go in here for x? No, what's my x? What is 6 plus 3? This is a problem. Is that okay, Tyler? But folks, this side has the y on it, doesn't it? What is my y supposed to be here? So Tyler, is this true or false? Is 3 greater than or equal to 9? False, so that one does not work. That's cheating? That's the hard way. That's the hard way. Savannah, back to you. What am I plugging in for my x? So what is negative 3 plus 3? 0. And what am I supposed to put in for my y? Is 2 greater than or equal to 0? Do you want to stand up here today? I hardly ever get this participation out of you. I know. I don't know why I'm complaining. That's a good question. Sarah, up to you. What am I supposed to be putting in for the x? What is 3 plus 3? Good. So that'll be a 6 over there. What am I supposed to be putting in for the y? Sarah, is negative 2 greater than or equal to 6? No. Last one. All the way back to the beginning. Should we just have Gage do it since he's going to do it anyways? Dalton, what am I putting in for the x? 4. What's 4 plus 3? Good. So 7 will be on this side. What am I supposed to put in for the y? Good. Dalton, is 3 greater than or equal to 7? No. All right, folks. How do you feel about the warm-up? Okay? Yeah? So as you can see in the notes today, we're just going to practice some more of what we've been doing, graphing these things and shading these things. And then I'm going to end with some word problems. And then when I'm done, you guys will get started on the homework and you probably should get a good chunk of it finished. So take a look at the first one there. And now I'm back to Gage. If I want to graph this thing, Gage, what variable has to be isolated? The y. Is it? No. How are you going to get it isolated? Not yet. How do I get the y by itself? Add what? So if I add x to both sides, what's the new inequality? Okay, so remember, we want the x's to come first, and then we want the constant to come after. Luke, now how am I going to isolate this y? Wonderful. Luke, what's in front of the x right now? There's a 1 in front of there, right? Does 1 divide by 2, Luke? Kind of. It's going to give me a decimal, right? Do I want slope to be a decimal? No, I want it as a fraction. Okay, and then how about negative 4 divided by 2, sir? Wonderful. Over to Quentin. Where am I going to start this line? On the y-axis, and where are you going to go, sir? Wonderful. Make sure we're going to the right, folks. How we doing? Oh, I never thought I'd hear you say that. Logan, I'm up to you. Is this line going to be solid or dashed? It is dashed. Good thing you didn't listen to Gage. Remember, no equal sign is going to be dashed. And, okay, Gage, enough. Logan, is this going to be shaded above or below? That's a less than sign, so it's going to be below. So it looks something like that. Everybody doing okay? All right, Cody. Number 5, that y is not isolated. How are you going to isolate that y? Good. Can you tell me what the new inequality will be? Wonderful. And up to Braden, how am I going to isolate that y now? Okay, did everybody see him or hear him say divide by a negative? So what has to happen? No, it's not going to turn into a positive. We're going to flip the symbol from greater than to less than. Braden, what do you get there? Negative 2 divided by negative 2? And that's just an x, right? And how about 8 divided by negative 2? Try again. And it's going to be negative 4. Good. Over to Trevor. Where do I start this line? Hold on 1 second. Luke, what's up? It was, but we had to flip it, Luke, because we divided by a negative. Okay, go ahead, sir. Where am I starting? Wonderful. And then where are you going to go? Yep, make sure we're going to the right, folks. Always to the right. And we're going all the way to the edge. Back to Tyler. Solid or dash line? There, Tyler. It is solid because of the equals bar. Am I going to shade above that or below that? What symbol is this? It's less than or equal to. So less than is going to be down. Anytime we want to be less than something, it'll be below. Anytime we want to be greater than something, it'll be above. Okay. Money. You want less money or more money? More money. How did I know that was going to come up? Those are good. Those are good things, right? Savannah, number 6. How do I isolate that y? What's the new inequality, ma'am? Okay. Over to Sarah. Where am I going to start this line at? Perfect. On the y-axis. And where are you going to go, ma'am? Other way around. Correct. Up 2 to the right 3. And we run out of room, so now we're going to go down 2 and back 3. Now I'm over to Dalton. Solid or dash, sir? Wonderful. And above or below? Above, that's a greater than symbol. It will be above. So kind of Gage was asking me, can we use technology on our homework? If you want to type this into Desmos and see if you get the same graph, go for it. But you're still going to have to copy it down on your paper. And you're not going to be able to use Desmos on your test. It shouldn't be your turn. That's what happens when we have a small class. We good? Can we move on to the word problems? Yeah. Well, and the number line stuff, open or close and shading. Calling on people is them. Mm-hmm. What's that? Calling Mrs. Reynolds? I don't know. They want you to answer questions, Mr. All right, let's talk about. It's kind of small. They're so kind, aren't they? Yeah. Let's talk about the surf shop. Now, I want you to read the question, and I want you to ask me any questions that you have about the vocabulary in that situation. I asked 4th period about this, and nobody. Well, what don't you know about? What word don't you know what it means in this situation? But let's not get hung up on the surfing thing. There's one word in here that you have to know about. It's overhead. Okay, for a business, what does overhead mean? There it is. Okay, so I like the greater than. It means if I'm going to own a company or a business, okay, I have to pay some overhead before I start making money. You have to pay for your employees. You have to pay for your rent, your electric. You got to pay for the merchandise that's in your store. So you cannot make a profit until you are greater than this amount of money. Okay? Not really, because we don't make money. Like the taxpayers' money funds the electric and all of that and salaries and all of that kind of stuff. But there's no like profit being made. Like even though Mr. Ferguson runs the district, it's not like he's making a profit. Like he gets paid his salary and that's, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I don't think you'd think of it as a business. Some private schools are run and charters are run like businesses where it's for profit, but not public schools. I don't know that legally they can make a profit. Gauge. Okay, so yes, legally. So I have to be greater than or equal to $2,300. Otherwise, I'm not making a profit. Of course, any business owner wants to make a profit. I am selling skim boards and long boards. Have I designated variables for you? I have not. I'm going to tell you we're going to use X and Y because I'm going to put them on a graph. So, of course, I want to use X and Y. Now, how much money gets brought in by selling one skim board? So how are you going to represent that? What I tell you to use, X. Okay. How about the long boards? How much money gets brought in for those? $685, and that is Y. Now, if I wanted a total amount of money brought in, what are you going to put between them? Adding. So that answers part A. You just wrote an inequality, and it's an inequality because of this greater than symbol, to make a profit. If I make over $2,300, I'm actually making money at this surfing business, okay? Part B says, how many must you sell to earn a profit? So I need solutions for this. Okay, now, if you had a graph, it would be where the shading is, right? Agreed? So I'm going to put the graph up here, and you're going to tell me some solutions. Fair enough? Now, why am I not making you graph this by hand? Don't do it. Look at all those big numbers. You think you want to make a graph that has to go up that high? No, me neither. Okay, so can somebody read me back that inequality, please? Okay, so there it is. So if we're talking about surfboards, I definitely want a whole number, right? We're not going to sell a piece of a surfboard for $685. Agreed? Now, could I have negative surfboards? No. So remember, I think probably back in 7th-ish grade, you learned this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, 3, and 4, correct? What is the only quadrant that I want answers from? Quadrant 1. So looking at quadrant 1, can you give me a combination of X's and Y's that will get me greater than or equal to $2,300? 5, 5. Would you agree that that is a good point? Is it in the shaded part? It is, so that's an answer. So you're going to go ahead and write down 5 skim boards and 5 long boards. If this business owner sells that, they're going to make a profit for that week. 5 skim boards and 5 long boards. How many answers are there to this inequality? There are infinite. There are many. Look at the shaded area. Can you give me just one more? 10, 10. So 10 skim boards and 10 long boards will make me even bigger profit. The farther I get away from this line, the more profit I make. If I'm super close to this line, I'm not making much profit. But the farther I get, the more profit I make. How is that for everybody? Things take a turn for the worse. You have 2 answers written down there, correct? Okay, let's do one. Well, no, you only have 2 answers because one answer you need 2 numbers for. Okay? Can you do that? Can you have negative surfboards? No, so you cannot use negative numbers. I got one more of these. Go ahead and read it. Part A, you need to write an inequality. What's my limit? What's my cap here? So what do I know? Am I going to be more than 300 or less than 300? Less than or equal to. I got to be under that. The first thing I got to pay for is the paint for my new bedroom. How much does the paint cost? Do I give you variables? No, we're going to put this on the graph again. So I'm going to use X for paint and Y for bed linens. You guys all know what bed linens are. Sheets and pillowcases and stuff like that. Comforter. What's that? You can buy them all together. Most people do. Okay, so how much for the paint? Plus 60Y. Okay, so there's my inequality. That is part A. I'm going to have you read that back to me, and we're going to put it back in Desmos, and we're going to find some answers. All right, what do we got? Okay, so there it is. Again, I ask you, where do I want my answers to come from? The green part and which quadrant? Can I have negative bed linens? No, it's got to come from quadrant 1. Can you find me an answer? Yes, you can. Say it again. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's an answer. Write it down. 3 gallon. You guys, how many answers are there? There are infinite. Can you just write down 2? You pick 2 and you write them. There's infinite answers there. The closer to the line you get, the less change you get back from your purchases. Okay, if I am farther away from this line, I've got change left that I can spend on other stuff. All right, so that's our notes for today. How we doing? Good? After after we get done with a couple on the back, then we'll be good. But no, I'm not gonna let you sleep. Okay, take a look at the top. You can save that for home, not in here. It's matching. You guys see how you have 4 inequalities and you have 4 graphs. You need to match them. Okay, if you are going to match them, what variable needs to be isolated? The y. So can you go ahead and isolate that y in the first problem there? Is it already isolated in the first problem? I don't think so. No. No, it's not. What do you have to move over, folks? Yeah. Do you guys see how that 2x is there, Dalton? Okay, so we're going to add it. So the new inequality is now y is less than 2x plus 2. So tell me, where would this graph start? Okay, so there's only 2 of them that start at 2. It's either got to be A or B, doesn't it? Does everybody see that? Well, I can know this right off the bat. Should it be solid or dashed? Dashed. Which one of those is dashed? B. So this has to be letter B. Fair enough? You're going to go through and match those. And then the bottom part is you graphing it. Make sure the y is isolated and then you put it on the graph. Do you have any questions for me? No? Okay, the rest of the time is yours. If you do have questions, please ask. Yes.
Did you give me 2 sheets of paper? One of them was notes, one of them was homework?
Correct. Have you ever served before? Have I? No.
I have. It's hard.
I feel like I'm making my marble off by a shark, so I don't do it. Pretty sure that was